OutDaughtered. Hazel Busby was the last Quint to learn to swim, Adam Busby said. When people think of OutDaughtered, they often picture chaos mixed with laughter, a house full of little girls, and parents doing their absolute best to keep up. Adam and Danielle Busby's life has been documented for years, and fans feel like they've grown up alongside the girls. From diapers and tantrums to school milestones and personal challenges, the Busby family has shared it all. Among those moments, one detail that quietly stood out to fans was when Adam Busby revealed that Hazel Grace Busby was the last of the quintuplets to learn how to swim. At first glance, this might seem like a small or insignificant detail. After all, every child learns skills at their own pace. But for longtime fans of the show, Hazel's swimming journey represents something much deeper. It reflects her personality, her challenges, her growth, and the way Adam and Danielle approach parenting when it comes to their children's individual needs. Hazel has always been a fan favorite. With her bright red hair, expressive eyes, and gentle nature, she stands out even among 5 identical-age siblings. From early seasons of OutDaughtered, viewers noticed that Hazel developed differently from her sisters in certain ways. She faced medical challenges early on, including issues with her eyesight that required surgery. Those experiences shaped not only Hazel's early childhood, but also how her parents approached her development. Learning to swim is often treated as a rite of passage for children, especially in families who spend time around pools, beaches, or water parks. For the Busbys, swimming wasn't just a fun activity, it was also a matter of safety. With 6 children and a busy household, Adam and Danielle have always been vocal about how important water safety is. That's why Hazel being the last Quint to learn to swim became a meaningful milestone rather than a point of concern. Adam Busby has often shared insights into the girls' lives through interviews and social media. When he mentioned that Hazel was the last Quint to learn how to swim, he did so with honesty and empathy, not judgment. He made it clear that every child is different, and Hazel simply needed more time and reassurance to feel comfortable in the water. From the beginning, Hazel was known to be more cautious than some of her sisters. While other Quints might jump into new activities with excitement, Hazel tended to observe first. This wasn't fear in the negative sense, it was carefulness. She liked to understand her surroundings before fully committing. In a family full of big personalities and high energy, Hazel's quieter approach made her unique. Swimming can be intimidating for many kids. Water introduces unfamiliar sensations, from buoyancy to breath control. For Hazel, those sensations may have been overwhelming at first. Fans who have followed her journey know that she has always been sensitive to physical discomfort and new environments. That sensitivity made her parents especially mindful of how they introduced her to swimming. Adam and Danielle never pushed Hazel to keep up with her sisters. Instead, they focused on encouragement, patience, and creating positive experiences around water. This approach speaks volumes about their parenting philosophy. Rather than comparing their children to one another, they emphasize growth at an individual pace. On OutDaughtered, viewers have seen how structured, yet flexible the Busby household is. There are schedules, routines, and expectations, but there's also room for adaptation. When Hazel struggled with swimming, it wasn't treated as a failure. It was treated as a journey. Adam has often talked about the importance of confidence, especially for Hazel. Because she faced early medical challenges, her parents were careful not to let fear define her experiences. Swimming lessons became not just about learning a skill, but about building trust, confidence, and self-belief. Over time, Hazel slowly became more comfortable in the water. This didn't happen overnight, and it didn't happen on a strict timeline. Some of her sisters adapted quickly, learning strokes and floating techniques with ease. Hazel, meanwhile, needed repeated exposure and gentle reassurance. This difference highlights something many parents can relate to. When siblings grow at different rates, it's easy for comparisons to creep in. The Busbys, however, consistently model a healthier approach. Adam's comment about Hazel being the last Quint to learn to swim wasn't framed as a weakness. It was simply a fact, shared with understanding and pride in how far she had come. Fans responded positively to Adam's honesty. Many parents of children who learned skills later than their peers felt seen and validated. Hazel's story reminded viewers that development isn't a race. It's a personal journey. Hazel's eventual progress in swimming became a moment of celebration. When she finally reached a level of comfort and confidence in the water, it symbolized more than just swimming ability. It represented perseverance, trust in her parents, and belief in herself. On the show, moments like these are often subtle. There isn't always dramatic music or big announcements. Sometimes it's just a child smiling in the pool, holding onto a float, or laughing with her sisters. But those moments carry emotional weight for families who understand how challenging certain milestones can be. Adam and Danielle's reaction to Hazel's swimming journey also reflects their growth as parents. Raising 6 children simultaneously is overwhelming, especially when 5 of them are the same age. Early on, they admitted feeling pressure to keep the girls on similar developmental paths. Over time, they learned that individuality matters more than uniformity. Hazel, in many ways, taught them that lesson. Her needs encouraged them to slow down, observe, and respond rather than rush. Swimming was just one example of how Hazel's pace shaped their parenting style. Another important aspect of Hazel being the last Quint to learn to swim is how it fits into the broader narrative of her role within the family. Hazel is often described as sweet, thoughtful, and emotionally aware. She forms deep bonds with her parents and siblings. That emotional depth can sometimes make new experiences feel heavier for her. Swimming requires a sense of letting go, trusting the water, trusting instructors, trusting one's own body. For a child who feels things deeply, that can be challenging. Adam recognized this and made sure Hazel felt supported rather than pressured. The Busby family also emphasized positive reinforcement. Small wins were celebrated. Whether it was putting her face in the water, floating for a few seconds, or kicking independently, each step mattered. This incremental approach allowed Hazel to associate swimming with success rather than fear. Viewers of OutDaughtered often comment on how refreshing it is to see realistic parenting struggles portrayed on reality TV. Hazel's swimming journey is a perfect example. It wasn't polished or dramatic. It was real. Adam's willingness to share that Hazel was the last Quint to learn to swim also speaks to transparency. In a world where social media often highlights only achievements, acknowledging delays or struggles takes courage. Adam and Danielle consistently choose honesty, even when it shows vulnerability. This honesty has helped OutDaughtered maintain a strong connection with its audience. Fans don't just watch for entertainment. They watch because they see themselves reflected in the Busbys' experiences. Hazel's swimming milestone also sparked conversations about child development among fans. Many viewers shared their own stories of children who learned to swim, walk, talk, or read later than others. These discussions reinforced the idea that timelines are flexible, not fixed. As Hazel grew older, her confidence continued to blossom. Swimming became one of many skills she eventually mastered at her own pace. Looking back, Adam's comment about her being the last Quint feels less like a label and more like a reminder of her resilience. The Busby parents often emphasize that their goal isn't perfection but preparation. They want their children to feel safe, loved, and capable. Swimming is an important life skill, but emotional well-being is equally important. Hazel's journey balanced both. It's also worth noting how Hazel's sisters played a role in her progress. While sibling comparisons can be harmful, sibling support can be powerful. Watching her sisters enjoy the water likely helped Hazel feel more comfortable over time. There's a difference between pressure and inspiration, and the Busby girls often inspire one another in healthy ways. Adam and Danielle have mentioned that the Quints, despite their differences, share a strong bond. That bond helped Hazel feel less alone in her challenges. She wasn't competing with her sisters, she was growing alongside them. From a broader perspective, Hazel being the last Quint to learn to swim challenges common assumptions about development. Many people assume that siblings raised in the same environment will develop identically. Hazel's experience proves otherwise. Even within the same household, children respond differently to the same experiences. This reality is something Adam and Danielle now openly embrace. They've learned to adapt their expectations and celebrate each child's unique path. Hazel's swimming journey contributed to that understanding. As fans continue to watch OutDaughtered, they've seen Hazel grow into a confident, expressive young girl. Her early challenges didn't define her, they shaped her. Learning to swim later than her sisters didn't hold her back. If anything, it strengthened her sense of accomplishment. Adam's comment about Hazel being the last Quint to learn to swim wasn't meant to single her out. It was meant to highlight how far she's come. It's a statement rooted in pride, not comparison. In the context of the show, moments like these are reminders that parenting is about progress, not perfection. Hazel's journey resonates because it's authentic. It reflects the real experiences of countless families navigating milestones at different speeds. Ultimately, Hazel's story is about patience, love, and trust. It's about parents who listen to their child's needs and respond with compassion. It's about a little girl who faced challenges, took her time, and eventually found her confidence. Swimming was just one chapter in Hazel Busby's story, but it's a chapter that left a lasting impression on fans. It reminded viewers that being last doesn't mean being behind. Sometimes, it simply means taking the time you need. Adam Busby's words gave visibility to a reality many families live every day. Hazel's journey continues to inspire parents to let go of rigid timelines and embrace individuality. And in the world of OutDaughtered, that lesson might be one of the most important of all. OutDaughtered. Danielle Busby reveals the family's weekly grocery bill. For years, OutDaughtered has given viewers an intimate look at what it truly means to raise a large family in modern America. While many reality shows focus on drama or conflict, the Busby family story has always stood out for its honesty, relatability, and emotional depth. At the center of it all is Danielle Busby, a mother navigating life with 6 children, a marriage, a business, and a household that never slows down. One topic that has especially caught fans' attention is something surprisingly ordinary: groceries. When Danielle Busby opened up about the family's weekly grocery bill, it instantly sparked conversation online. Parents of 1 or 2 children were shocked. Large families nodded knowingly. And longtime OutDaughtered viewers felt it was another moment of raw transparency from a woman who has never pretended her life is easy. The revelation wasn't about luxury or excess, it was about survival, planning, and the realities of feeding a household of 8. The Busby family consists of Danielle, her husband Adam, their eldest daughter Blake, and the famous quintuplets, Ava, Olivia, Hazel, Riley, and Parker. 6 growing children means 6 different appetites, preferences, and nutritional needs. When Danielle shared what their weekly grocery bill looks like, it gave fans a rare look into the hidden costs of raising a large family, costs that often don't make it onto television screens. Grocery shopping for the Busbys isn't a casual trip to the store. It's a strategic operation. Danielle has explained that meals must be planned carefully, lists must be followed, and budgets must be monitored. Unlike smaller households where last-minute grocery runs are manageable, the Busbys have to think in bulk. Milk isn't purchased by the gallon, it's purchased by multiples. Snacks disappear faster than most families can imagine. Fruits, vegetables, and proteins must be restocked constantly. What surprised many fans was not just the number Danielle revealed, but how matter-of-fact she was about it. There was no attempt to dramatize or exaggerate the cost. Instead, she spoke about it as another responsibility that comes with the life she and Adam chose to embrace. For Danielle, groceries are as much a part of parenting as school drop-offs, homework, and bedtime routines. Over the years, OutDaughtered has shown viewers how food plays a central role in the Busby household. Meals aren't just about nutrition, they're about structure, bonding, and keeping the household running smoothly. Breakfasts are quick but organized. Lunches are often packed in multiples. Dinners must satisfy different tastes while still being efficient to prepare. Danielle has admitted that not every meal is perfect, but consistency matters more than creativity. As food prices have risen across the country, Danielle's grocery bill has become even more relatable. Inflation has affected families everywhere, but the impact is especially noticeable for large households. When Danielle discussed the weekly total, many viewers commented that they struggled to keep up with grocery costs even with fewer children. Her honesty opened the door for conversations about budgeting, inflation, and the pressure parents feel to provide healthy meals despite rising prices. One thing Danielle has emphasized is the importance of balance. While the Busbys don't eat extravagantly every day, they also don't deprive themselves. Grocery shopping includes staples like pasta, rice, bread, and cereal, but also fresh produce, proteins, and occasional treats for the girls. Danielle believes that food should be enjoyable, not stressful, even when budgets are tight. The grocery bill also reflects the Busby family's busy lifestyle. Between school, extracurricular activities, filming commitments, and work, convenience matters. Danielle has shared that she often buys foods that save time, even if they cost slightly more. For her, the trade-off is worth it if it means fewer chaotic evenings and more time spent together as a family. Fans of the show have long admired Danielle's organizational skills, and grocery planning is no exception. She relies on routines, weekly planning, and consistency to manage the household. The grocery bill isn't just a number, it's the result of careful preparation and experience gained over years of trial and error. Feeding a family of 8 didn't come naturally at first, but Danielle has learned what works and what doesn't. Adam Busby has also spoken about how much respect he has for Danielle's role in managing the household. While both parents share responsibilities, Danielle often carries the mental load of planning meals, tracking supplies, and ensuring everyone is fed. The grocery bill represents more than money, it represents labor, planning, and emotional investment. What makes Danielle's revelation so compelling is how it strips away the illusion that reality TV families live differently from everyone else. Despite appearing on television, the Busbys face the same challenges as millions of families. Bills need to be paid. Budgets need to be managed. Groceries need to stretch as far as possible. Danielle's openness reminded viewers that fame doesn't erase responsibility. Over time, fans have noticed that Danielle is careful about how she talks about money. She doesn't complain, but she doesn't minimize the challenge either. By sharing the grocery bill, she wasn't asking for sympathy, she was offering realism. It was a reminder that raising children is expensive and that large families require thoughtful planning to stay afloat. The response from viewers was immediate. Social media filled with comments from parents comparing their own grocery bills. Some expressed shock, while others said the number seemed reasonable given the size of the family. Many thanked Danielle for being honest and normalizing conversations about household expenses. For some fans, the grocery bill revelation changed how they viewed the show. It added another layer of authenticity to OutDaughtered. Instead of focusing only on milestones and special moments, viewers were reminded of the everyday realities that make those moments possible. Food doesn't appear magically on the table, it's planned, purchased, prepared, and paid for. Danielle has always been open about the emotional side of parenting, including stress, exhaustion, and self-doubt. Talking about groceries fits into that same pattern of honesty. It's not glamorous, but it's real. And that's what keeps viewers invested in the Busby family after so many seasons. As the Quints grow older, the grocery bill continues to evolve. Growing children eat more, develop stronger preferences, and require different nutritional support. Danielle has acknowledged that what worked one year may not work the next. Flexibility is key, and budgeting is an ongoing process rather than a fixed plan. Another aspect that stood out to fans was how Danielle framed the grocery bill as a shared family responsibility. The girls are encouraged to understand routines, help with simple tasks, and appreciate what goes into feeding a household. While they may not grasp the full cost yet, Danielle believes that teaching awareness early builds respect and gratitude. The grocery bill also reflects the Busbys' approach to family life: intentional, structured, and grounded. They prioritize sitting down together when possible, even if schedules are hectic. Food becomes a way to reconnect, share stories, and maintain a sense of normalcy amid a busy life. For viewers without children, Danielle's revelation offered a glimpse into a world they may not fully understand. For parents, it was a moment of recognition. And for fans of OutDaughtered, it reinforced why the show resonates so deeply it doesn't shy away from the realities behind the smiles. Danielle Busby's willingness to talk openly about the family's weekly grocery bill wasn't just about numbers. It was about transparency, responsibility, and the unseen work of motherhood. It highlighted the fact that behind every family moment captured on camera is a long list of practical decisions that keep everything running. In the end, the grocery bill became another chapter in the Busby family story. Not a dramatic twist or emotional reveal, but a quiet truth that resonated with viewers. It showed that love, planning, and resilience matter just as much as finances when it comes to raising a family. As OutDaughtered continues to follow the Busbys through new stages of life, fans can expect more moments like this: honest, grounded, and deeply relatable. Danielle's openness reminds viewers that no matter how unique a family situation may be, the challenges of parenting are universal. And perhaps that's why something as simple as a grocery bill could spark such a powerful response. It wasn't just about food. It was about family, effort, and the reality of building a life one week at a time.